10 guaranteed steps that will make you a topper. These are not interpretations, these are facts. If you listen carefully, you might get into the best colleges, score the highest marks, maintain those scores, and even clear any competition. Topping any exam isn't actually hard. The truth is, you would like to top, you've entertained the idea, but you don't seriously want to. That's why you haven't. Let's hear the 10 reasons why. 1. Study doesn't just happen. I'm sorry, but most students live in the illusion that they will just start studying a few weeks before the exams and score the desired marks. When the time comes and you sit to study, you hate it, can't find any interest, crib about not finding focus, start thinking about girls, and then hate yourself for it. You hate your friends who are studying, talk to the ones who always score well, and then worrying because they're way ahead of you. Stress comes in because the syllabus is too large to cover. You know why all of this happens? Because studying doesn't just happen. It's a habit, and habits are built over time. Instead of building the habit of studying, you've been daily building other habits. When you suddenly demand focus from your brain, it gets confused. You wonder, why am I thinking about girls when I want to study? It's because you've been thinking about girls daily, and that's a habit you built over a long time, which won't disappear on demand. That's not how the brain works. Those who claim to study for one night and score well are lying to you. There are no tricks or schemes, just hard work, a fact you'll realize later in life. 2. Inclination. Let's be honest. Nobody's born with a natural inclination to study. What we want to do is play games, have fun with friends, get a girlfriend, look incredibly good, and have women dying for us. At that age, guys are dumb as cattle. Yes, there's a small percentage obsessed with studies, but I'm talking in general. You do what your inclinations are. If you're interested in porn, you'll have hard disks filled with it. If you're interested in fun, you'll drink and do drugs with your buddies. If you want to top, that has to become your inclination. 3. Interests are stupidly distributed. The world has a large number of average students not because they're dumb, but because they choose to remain dumb. Being good at anything comes from practice, which includes hard work. You're practicing daily, but they're all useless things because you haven't consciously chosen anything in life yet. You're chasing girls because hormones are messing with your mind. More than half of your other interests are tied to social anxiety and approval. If you want to be at the top, you need to make a conscious choice to focus on studying. 4. Impulse versus resolve. The problem isn't that you don't plan or want to study, but that when you decide to study, you end up doing something else. You have too many distractions, friends visiting, messages from groups, or stories about cool people. You don't think they're time wasters because they're your friends. But people who ace exams shut themselves in a room, interact with those who have similar goals, and aren't active on social media. It all comes down to priorities. Priorities will either lead to glory or destruction. 5. Your life isn't planned. It's no mystery you've filled your life with distractions and are affected by anything happening around you. Your parents are right. You need to plan. Planning involves isolation, research, goal setting, scheduling, and scanning sources of time wastage. All of these get figured out when you sit down and plan. You should start planning as soon as this video is over. 6. You believe in living in the moment. We all want the best for ourselves, but best has two meanings. What's best for you now and what's best for your life in the long term. Just because something makes you happy in the moment doesn't mean it's the best for your future. For instance, a friend of mine wasted years chasing girls, only to find himself single and broke later. The best thing for your life is studying for exams, but you keep sabotaging it for things that make you happy now, like drugs, girls, and fun with friends. 7. You don't learn from failure. When you fail to get into the college of your choice or score poorly, you don't learn from it. Instead, you compromise and keep engaging in things that make you happy in the moment. Educational systems have exams and tests several times a year to tell you if you're meeting your expectations. If you underperform, learn what your mistakes were. Don't lower your standards. 8. You accepted being average. The moment you were labeled average, you didn't challenge it. The problem is, many of you have accepted this term and refer to yourselves as average students. How can you be a topper if you've already accepted being mediocre? Reject that label, aim higher, and push yourself to the top. 9. You think you're street smart or creative. Articles often glorify people who waste time, calling them street smart or creative. Here's the truth: if you continue down that path, you will fail. Meanwhile, the nerd in your class is going to land a great job, marry a hot woman, drive a nice car, and live a great life. These are facts, not interpretations. 10. You aren't motivated. In the long term, nobody can help you with motivation because it's your life. At the end of the day, the decision is yours. You can study for 5 to 6 hours today and go back to your old routine tomorrow, or you can plan ahead, change your life, build a routine, and take control. True motivation comes from dissatisfaction with your current situation, your house, your clothes, your car. Are you happy with where you are, or do you want more? If you want more, that's where you'll find your motivation. This video isn't about studying tips, it's about taking harsh steps to protect your vision.